Monster Hunter Wilds is basically 2 weeks away now, and in all likelihood, there's going to be quite a few people that will be experiencing their first Monster Hunter game with Monster Hunter Wilds. To those people, I say, rock out with your cock out, shoddy girl. You're about to have a great time. I would pay substantial amounts of money to be able to have that first Monster Hunter experience ever and have that eureka moment when the game clicks. Now, for many others, this will be their second, third, fourth, etc. Myself, this is going to be my fourth. This video is targeted at people who will be playing Monster Hunter Wilds as their second Monster Hunter game, as I personally think this is a significant point in a Monster Hunter player's career, and one that's not often spoken about. So I want to take this video to do some expectation setting. Unless you're some sort of god tier gamer and everything just clicks for you, when you initially play a Monster Hunter game, you are going to feel like you are fighting tooth and nail through low rank and high rank in the base game. And then master rank, it gets even more insane. The final glorious result of this long uphill battle is that you walk out of there feeling like freaking Guts from Berserk. You just went on a training arc. You have mastered the way of whatever weapon of choice that you have. You are one with that weapon. You are a god tier gamer now. You are the big dick Monster Hunter slayer. Everyone should bow down. The issue arises when you reference the pinnacle that you achieved in the last Monster Hunter game you played with the next Monster Hunter game that you pick up. Inevitably, what happens is that you go from conquering master rank to starting the cycle over again at low and high rank. And what I feel like I see happen more than it should is that people start comparing their experiences in master rank of the last game they played with the low and high ranks of the next one that they play, which is ridiculous. Let's be clear for a moment here. If the low and high rank was able to really challenge and push players who had recently conquered the pinnacle of master rank in a prior Monster Hunter game, we would never have new players in the series ever again. Like ever. Imagine if you struggled with a low rank Anjanath, which I'm not talking shit, bro. I did. Imagine how it's going to be for the new guy if monsters around that level are challenging people with hundreds of hours of experience. It's just an unrealistic expectation, and yet it's one that many Monster Hunter players can't help but have. And I'm saying this because I fell into this trap a little bit when I played Monster Hunter Rise. My initial impression of the game was, this is way too easy. What a snooze fest, dude. I got around that and I ended up loving the game, but that was my initial impression because I had not had the experience of the second Monster Hunter game. It's kind of why I'm saying this is it's a learning moment. It's a moment that you carry in. Like going into Monster Hunter Wilds, I now have the knowledge. I'm aware that that's something that happens, and I'm anticipating feeling like the low and high rank up until the latter end of it is going to be fairly easy for me. It might be unlikely for me to cart. I mean, unless they're introducing new body types I haven't seen before. In all likelihood, I probably won't. I don't think I carted in Rise until Magnum Hollow, and I only carted once. I didn't even fail the hunt. So what I don't want to hear when the game comes out in 2 weeks is a ton of people coming in and saying this game is way too easy and just bitching left, right, and center about it. Because I remember that happening with Rise. I wasn't verbal about it online, but my initial impressions of the game were this game is too easy. And then Master Rank came along and it slapped my dick off. I haven't even killed Risen Teostra and the other Risen Elden Dragons, and I have no desire to ever step in a ring with Primordial Malzeno again. At the end of the day, Monster Hunter is still Monster Hunter. Low and high rank is not going to challenge you the way it initially did, but you're going to get to see all the new monsters. You're going to get to see how they re-envision old monsters that you loved in prior games. You get to see how they've tweaked your weapon and maybe try new ones. You get to see the new maps. You get to experience the new story. There is many other aspects of Monster Hunter outside of difficulty that make Monster Hunter magical. I just want it to be very evident to people leading up to this. If you've played a Monster Hunter game before and this is your second 2nd Monster Hunter, it is going to feel significantly easier than you probably are wanting it to. It's not going to be Iceborne or Sunbreak 2.0. You're not going to pick up where you left off. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but at the same time, I do. That being said, there are some countermeasures that you can take to make the game more difficult for yourself and sort of get you closer to what the new experience was like. The main one, and everyone says it, is try a new weapon. I have played through Monster Hunter World and Rise various times just picking up new weapons. My most recent one was Lance. I'd never touched in my life, and I've been playing through World on that, and it's been a blast. The game feels completely brand new. Fights that were super easy on Greatsword are an absolute pain on Lance. And fights that used to drive me utterly insane on pretty much every weapon I tried on Lance, I'm just like chilling, dude. Can't touch me. So that is one way to up the difficulty for yourself. If you're not used to a weapon, if it's not muscle memory yet, you're going to make a lot more mistakes, and monsters that you would probably walk over with your main weapon are going to be challenging. The other one that you can try that is probably going to be a controversial recommendation and maybe not super popular, but I personally enjoy it when I am playing through low and high rank, is make weird, wacky builds. You already have the knowledge. You're not at the point in the game where you need to try and min-max it all anyways. You don't have to try and push 7 crit eye, 7 attack, agitator, whatever. You can do whatever the heck you want. You want to do spam, just jam Slugger into your Greatsword build so that your shoulder charge is knocking people out left and right. Who cares if that's supposed to be a hammer thing? Fucking send it, bro. Bar Breaker? Hell yeah. Evade Extender? Hell yeah. Just throw on all the fun stuff. This is going to reduce your damage and maybe cause you to get hit a little bit harder if you're not slotting any sort of health boost or anything like that. But it's going to make the playthrough probably more fun because you're not following a YouTube guide and you're just coming up with stuff on your own and seeing what sort of mix sets and builds you can experiment with. It's also going to inflate your playtime because if you're just rushing to the end, you're going to be very disappointed because you're going to reach that end a lot easier than you did the first time that you played Monster Hunter. The last tip I have for making the game a little bit more difficult is if you didn't already do this, then just make a rule for yourself that every kill of a monster has to be done solo the first time. This is not revolutionary advice by any means. I'm sure that many people already do this and have done this since they started playing, but if you haven't, that's an easy way to make the game a little bit harder for yourself. I think if you throw those 3 things together, you're doing some sort of wacky experimental build that you came up with that you thought would be fun, you're trying out a new weapon, and you're doing the hunt solo, that will significantly increase the difficulty for you versus if you were to come into the game with the weapon that you've already put 500 hours into, you've min-maxed all the damage that you can get out of the build, and you're going in with a gang of 3 other people that are in the same situation and just committing animal right violations left, right, and center. PETA is going to be coming for your ass. So what is the point of this entire video? The point is, I don't want to be hearing anyone complaining about Monster Hunter Wilds being way too easy when they're nearing the end of low rank or they're at the early stages of high rank or even the flagship. Again, you guys have played Master Rank. You have to think of the children boys. And by the children, I mean new hunters. You were there at one point. There was a time in your life where Odo Garon clapped your booty cheeks on repeat for hours. It's happened to all of us, and there's going to be monsters that we walk through and walk over and sit on and step on me daddy that some new guy is going to be hard stuck on for quite some time. So just keep that in mind. Think of the little baby boys. And there is going to be thousands of new players coming in that are going to have that new Monster Hunter experience where they're struggling on things that we find easy. Let them enjoy that. It's a great experience. And you get to look back later and be like, I cannot believe that messed me up so bad. Our time's coming. It's just probably going to come with the title updates after this game concludes its story, and it's going to come in Master Rank. And until then, we're going to have plenty of fun just discovering all of the new things and seeing the reimagined monsters we know and seeing the new monsters and learning some of the new fight mechanics that they're probably going to introduce. Long story short, the game will slap you around and spit on you once again. It's just going to happen later, so chill the fuck out, give it some time, let them cook. That's all from me, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. You know the deal. See you next time. Peace.